Hello friends. Okay, we'll continue on video number 3 of dissecting and unloading the matrix commentary. And if you notice here, I missed a couple of points. If you count the rays that are emitting from those lights, you'll see one for this guy and one for this guy, right? But then something else happens. Keep looking.
Doesn't matter. The informant is real. Yes. We have the name of their next target. The name is Neo.
Notice this guy and what's behind his head. And then when he moves, you will see something. There you go. So he was, this thing here, it's a blazing light, some kind of a cosmos object, right? Object in the cosmos. But if you count the rays, you will see that there are 13 rays. And where do you see the number 13? Let me, many of you of course know, I am of course a conspiratorial theorist, so I will show you. So here, as you can see, there's the star, the 6-pointed star, and then it's got 12 starlet as well as one in the middle. So if you look closely, so it's there 13. 5-pointed star within the 6-pointed star, but they're 13. So here they're probably talking about the United States Masonry or something of the sort, that here it is in the United States. I don't know if the number 13 is anywhere else, but usually it's the 12 tribes of Israel surrounding the one, Morpheus or Satan. So here I want you to observe something very quickly. So you won't think I'm making things up, right? Follow the white. There you go. Follow the white rabbit or rabbi. I have seen it in one of the French movies where they start joking about their rabbi and they say rabbit, the word rabbit, right? So follow the white rabbi. So follow the white rabbi, right? Now observe here the music. I thought this is the type of Marilyn Manson, or is that Marilyn Manson? The guy now who has like one blue eye and one black eye, right? Let me show you which one I'm talking about. This is the type of music that was playing in that underground bunker or shelter or nest or whatever it is. So this is the music, same music. Here I want to note that the number 21 comes up here. There are 2 agents and in the car there's 1. So these are the 21s, right? Not the 22s, right? So lieutenant here means they are, the police are their lieutenants. They're the angels. They're the ones that make life civilized, right? You know, justice courts, police, blah, 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 blah. But then Morpheus comes from behind and then from below and introduces corruption, right? Spreads corruption in society, disseminates bad ideas and behaviors. So they're the lieutenant, you know, like the word lieutenant is well known, you know, it's like the substitute or the subordinate that takes over when or carries out functions. And then again, you look all as glasses here in this movie, sunglasses, mean a lot. They're part and parcel of this movie. And you notice they got like those blazing eyes, similar to this guy here. There's something about water in this movie. Wells and lake, right? Wells and lake. So wells and lake, are they talking about heavens, or are they talking about some place in this world where there are wells and lakes? No, wells and lake. Also, if you notice, there is a street that they talk about here, or they show. I will show you where that is. It's called Wabash. Wabash. That's a Native American word. I think it's a Southern, maybe Everglades. I don't know. I looked it up, so I'm not that smart. And it means water, or flowing water, or something of the sort. So Wabash means means water flowing over white stones. Okay, this here could mean years. 3 years and 8 months, or 994, well, like a marker in history, or 9 years and 4 months, right? Age of 9, or something of the sort, right? So that signifies, may signify age, right? May signify age, in fact, of somebody. I think you can see it here now. What I talked about earlier, I probably had bad lighting. A reflection on the sunglasses shows like a cat's eyes, right? Here and here. And that's the white shirt and the tie that Neo is wearing. But if you look here and abstract the your vision, right? You will see as if there is some kind of a weird eye, like devil or something of the sort. So as it plays, it becomes clearer. You notice? Now it's clearer now, right? So here there's 1371, 1171, right? So September 13, the number 13, I showed you what that is, right? 1-3. But then notice September 13, September 71, September 71. I want you to remember that. It's very important. 1171, September 71. This is a very important number that will appear later in the movie. I will show you what that is. September 71, 1171. All right, as you can see here, Neo, I said something about this before. Here, beyond this road, beyond the waterfall, or Wabash, there's Wabash, right? Or water flowing over white stone. And there are 9 lights here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? But then Neo, which is Adam Street Bridge, so that's Adam supposedly, or an Adam. There's a concept among those Oriental or Eastern cults, Middle Eastern occults, right? Or cults, or occults, right? They have their own religions. They talk about few 100,000 Adams and different humanities and so on. All bullshit, but this is not our subject here. But while he's waiting here, he's a free agent. So there's a competition on him. There's the red and there's the blue. And the bridge is really Islamdom, is what I'm thinking, because that's what the green is. Here it says, I don't know what that says, but I think it says Nam or something of the sort, right? So green. So here there is a competition. Islam is the container, really. Here it means it's not effective. Per Jean Baudrillard, it's now a rotting carcass, is what that guy says, right? And he wants to change humans into plants and then abuse them and use them, right? When Islam treated them as humans. Now here there's a competition between the blue and the red. See, they're leading, those streaks leading to him, and he is being switched and sheltered under the bridge of Islamdom, or the green. Again, behind this side of the bridge, which is a transition medium, right? There's nobody there except some lights, like I said, 9 lights or more than that, and there's a stop sign. Don't go forward, right? You can't. And he's waiting. He's not even going to the other side, but he's looking at the other side. So here, beyond this bridge here, where he's looking at, is the world of spirits, right? That's where they dwell, right? And here it's really virtual, meaningly it's hidden in plain sight, is what they're trying to say here. Nobody can see that very private world within this big world, right? And they show you that. There you go. Back here, there's all kind of people, all kind of lights and hustle and bustle. Humans going about their daily business and lives and chores and torment and suffering and happiness and families and children. And that's where they bring the Adams, or those, you know, victims, right? They choose them from there and they move them out of that world into the world of spirit. That's a very private world. Now you don't talk to nobody at all. I don't know what that here is. I can hardly make out the sentence or the word, right? Let's see if we can do that. I don't know, but like I mentioned to you, all these graffitis are perhaps the language of the demons. So here in the background you see the word bank, right? And I showed you Citibank as he was like hanging by the window, trying not to fall down off that skyscraper down to his death, right? Crash and burn. So bank, meaningly they probably just gave him some money. And you, in your mind, as an audience or spectator watching him, your brain, your inner conscious is focused on him and what's going on, the moving objects. But in the back of your head, they put the word bank, right? Meaningly, they will buy out your soul, maybe for some dollars, and they take it later. I don't know what that here means. Yong, Fong, whatever, right? Here, I want to bring to your attention, I think I did comment on this before in the dissected matrix, but not the next level, which is this series of videos. Notice when she says from you, lightning strikes, meaningly they're talking about something very powerful within him.
What the hell is this?
It's necessary for our protection.
What?
From you.
Did you notice this lightning strike from you, right?
I think I'll be sure.
What?
So notice here, when she says our way or the highway, color changes outside of the windows.
We don't have time.
Now the color is blue, right? The backdrop is blue.
For 20.
There's some kind of a speaker here.
Let's do this. Right now, there's only one rule.
And the green is outside as well.
Highway or the highway?
Our way or the highway. This is no longer blue. So here you will notice that the street name is Wabash. So water flowing over white stone. I think I got it. I think it means heavens. Why? Because in Islam, and that's the only way, that's the only source of information about heavens, paradise, that it's gushing with water and rivers and so on and so forth. So what they're saying is that they are going to heavens because he now gotten into the car and then moving forward, so they're going into heavens, right? Wabash. water flowing over white stone. So yeah, whenever you see water, they're trying to signify heavens, you know. Other than that, if there's no water, it's really hell. And they show you that later. So,
As you no doubt have guessed, I am Morpheus.
It's an honor to meet you.
No, the honor is mine.
I don't know what that means. The honor is mine. No, it's an honor to meet you. I think it's a matter of rank. Here, even though he's being a victim, but he's a higher rank than Morpheus himself. Because according to Western mythology, they're all fallen angels, right? Not according to Islam. So here, he's saying the honor is mine, right? The honor is mine, meaning Neo is a higher rank in either among the angels, or maybe they mean to say he's God. Why? Because they call him Anderson, son of man. And then Jesus, that thing is real. When he says Jesus, that thing is real, meaning they consider him a God, right? So he was not aware of it, but then he become to realize that what's within him is really Jesus. Let me take you back there. Okay, here's where he says it.
Jesus Christ, that thing's real!
So Jesus, that thing is real. That thing is Jesus. Jesus. This is Jesus, real Jesus, right? So what is Jesus in the Western or in the Christian belief? Wasn't like that before, but somebody decided, and Morpheus decided to make Jesus a God, right? So let's take that with a passive notation here. Passively speaking, if he is a God, that's what they mean by that. So what's in him is God, right? And that thing is real. And now they're extracting the godly thing from him. But guess what? It's bloody and red, right? And they want to throw it out. Those daydreamers, the Morpheuses. And like I told you, this building here is the same as the hotel where the Nebuchadnezzar is, that hovercraft. Hovercraft meaning it's mobile, it's not in one place, but they're often in the hotel. So this is the hotel, that's where they the lodge is, right? Black stone, checkered floor. That's where Trinity was doing work in the dark. That's where they catch, that's where they kill Neo after they take God from him, right? Trap God, right? They're trying to trap God. And that's where everything is, really. So they move from one hotel into another. If I am not mistaken, they're demonic entities. You know, I have seen that before. I lived in hotels for a little while, and I swear by Allah, I take an oath by Allah, I've seen things that are not really normal, right? So that's where it is. But what is the water? They're trying to impress on you that the water is really heaven, right, per Islamic definition. If you want to know anything about heaven, then read the Quran and then the tradition of the Prophet, peace be upon him. However, be careful of reading the Quran, because I have noticed, number one, the translations are weak, right? Two, some, like in Dr. Yusuf Ali's translation, I noticed a discrepancy, mistranslation, and it's intentional, and it had some occultic motive or impetus to it. So be careful reading those translations of the Quran. They're translated by non-Muslims who hate Islam itself, right? So there it is that this place supposedly is heavens, right? Water and gushing waters and streams, and it's a beautiful description. It's really the first description of utopia ever. So the water, as you can see, and there are lights green outside, right? But then the blue thunder, now it's thundering and lightning, right? Lightning strikes, because now Mr. Supposedly, according to them, God is being trapped and brought in here. So wherever he moves, there's lightning and heavens and so on. You will notice here something in the sunglasses. As he speaks, reflections in the sunglasses do change.
Because I don't like the idea that I'm not in control of my life.
I know exactly what you mean.
So notice, as he keeps talking, I mentioned this before, you notice the reflection of the table with the water, glass of water on it. But here, if you abstract your vision and look at him without trying to imagine there are eyes behind the sunglasses, you will see two green eyes, blazing eyes, right? And that's one evil-looking mother, mother monster. I wouldn't wanna, if that's for real, I wouldn't wanna be there, right? And notice something else will become obvious.
Let me tell you why you're here.
Notice the eyes, right? Those
You're here
green
because
eyes.
You know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling.
I will show you what reflects when he says, you know what the matrix is? He tells him what the matrix is.
Brought you to me. Do you know what I'm talking about? The Matrix. Do you want to know what it is? The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes.
Notice the eyes.
It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth?
All right.
That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind.
So I thought I saw when he says about something about the matrix that checkered floor appeared in his sunglasses. Small, but that's what I thought. Yeah, see? So if you look here, he asked him, do you know what the matrix is? Right? So something with someone with sunglasses here appears, and then here you will see a checkered floor. So that's a Masonic temple, right? Let me try to show you a little bit closer. So that's what the matrix is. He just explained to him the matrix, right? So here, Neo is not wearing sunglasses, right? But now, what his sunglasses means that he's a demon. And there's a checkered floor. You see the checkered floor here? And you will see it here as well, to a lesser degree. Notice. You see him? So there he is, right? Maybe not sunglasses, but it's like, that's not Neo, that's like a demonic face or something, right? Next to the checkered floor or the Masonic temple, right? And that's when he asked him, right? He says,
What truth?
what truth? What is the truth, right? And then they cover his face, his eye, right? And they leave one looking from the side. That means he's Masonic, he's a demon, right? That's what Masonry is. I'm beginning to believe, and I have evidence that it's the world of demons, right?
That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that
Keep
you
noticing
smell or
the sunglasses.
touch. A prison for your mind.
See? Right there. It's like a demonic face. That's the one that's supposedly inside Neo, right? And there's that checkered floor. And here we go. Now the checkered floor is reflecting off his sunglasses. And I know the checkered floor to be the typical floor or always floor I haven't been inside any one of those temples, Masonic temples, but I've seen enough documentary to show that it's a checkered floor, black and white. And here, where they are in that hotel, it's black and white. That's where Zion is. That's where at least a branch of Zion, or a hovercraft, a mobile unit of Zion that he controls. That's where Trinity was in that hoarding room. That's where the hotel is. That's where everything is. Really, it's all within this the confines of this edifice here. Now here I want you to notice how Cypher is looking at him. Notice the look on Cypher's face. I don't know what it signifies, but I think he's looking at someone who's about to be petrified, who's about to be made into a decapitated into a effigy, like a statue, like the statue when he initiated him. They showed you the statue, right? Decapitated statue. So he's looking at someone who's about to be gutted and who's about to be tormented, and just basically like a cow entering the slaughterhouse, and the cow doesn't know that it's entering the slaughterhouse, but he cannot help it, right? He's just, you know, when you look at someone going into the gallows, right, going onto the gallows or execution, you just can't help it, but the feeling is terrible, right? Notice APOC. Everybody is looking at him, you know, like he's going into some kind of execution, but they just can't help him. Notice, you know, the looks on their faces.
Time is always against us. Please, take a seat there.
I can't figure out who APOC is, or Switch for that matter, but I see the signs or telltale or the looks of gay life or sexual looseness, or you know, they call it liberality or modernity or whatever it is, but you know, like you jump however you jump and get jumped however it comes, you know, like that's their concept of freedom and liberality and modernity, when Morpheus is really taking you down this path of destruction. And as you can see, they're like sixes here, you know, 6 1 1 6 1 6 1 6. Well, that's Zion. We know that it's the 1 6 or 1 3 1 3 for that matter. Notice, did you notice that? Supposedly he had the impression that what's her name, Trinity, likes him, but the look on her face is unmistakable. It is like the face that hides a secret. It's like a mask, right? She's as if she's wearing a mask of a predator, right? You know, trying to appear as you know, appeared so far as friendly, as you have to trust us, as you know where that leads, blah blah. Because there's also the face of guilt here. Notice the face of guilt that she misled him into this position. Remember? She started by going into that subterranean cavern where all these demons were listening to demonic music and so on, and being sexually dysfunctional. And now she brought him this far, right? I don't know. Maybe that's the feeling of guilt here. You know, I don't know. Notice when he tried to lock eyes with her, notice what she does. She flinches. Did you see that? They are taught to look away when they are, because we humans are unable to hide our feelings, especially the ones of guilt and so on, right? And notice the walls, the wallpaper is also the same pattern as where she was when she was surveying his file. You notice that? And when he looks at Switch, she turns around as well. Let me show you. Look at that again.
Time is always against us. Please, take a
Time is always against us. Notice this and then that. This one refuses or flinches. refuses to connect. Now he turns around to look at switch. Why? It's our nature as human. We're inquisitive. We're in a place where we want to read people. It's something within. Notice. She looks away immediately, right? She looks away immediately and turns her back to him, right? I don't know who that guy is, really. Here, it just baffles me. Who does he represent? Notice the only one who is feeling distress and looking at him directly and locking eyes with him is really Cypher, right? But he's helpless. He just can't do anything.
Did you know this?
She never answers him. What does that mean? Or what she's saying, yes, I'm doing this to you. Did you do all this to me? So there's a missing statement here, missing part of the statement.
The pill you took.
So, here, I rewind so much.
Time is always against them.
So I don't know, again, there's always the green. Remember, green is always Islamdom or Islam, the religion. Yes, it is far more present in their psyche, the Morpheus' psyche, far more present in there. It's like a Everest-sized boulder in their heads. They just don't show it.
Please. Take a seat.
And now there's that blazing dot that I told you about, I've seen before. It's like the sun producing shooting rays. You know, it's a blazing dot that moves from one dimension into another. I've seen that myself. The dimensions are right there, and then that blazing dot, right? But I would say 1/8 of an inch. It moves for about a second or so, and then the other dimension closes. You see that? The only one who looks at him straight and engages him in psychological communications through the brain is really, because we humans try to detect emotions through looks. We don't read the brain like they do. And then you got your brain.
Did you know this?
So here, again, you see those blazing eyes of Morpheus.
The pill you took was part of a trace program.
Part of a trace program. What does that mean, really? I had written a note. Give me a second here. So here, trace program means tracing his genetic materials, tracing his, nervous systems, and like similar to taking an EKG in medical term, or however it is. I'm sure it doesn't mean tracing like such as tracing a trace of somebody to find them or to chase them or to locate them or anything of the sort, right? That's what I think, because they're just going to do away with them, and the resultant creature will really never leave, and will never really leave Zion. And when his time comes, his utilization is no longer needed, or his services and whatever he can shell out or pour out is no longer needed. They will basically exit him from Zion and kill him. But something here I didn't notice before.
It's designed to disrupt your input-output carrier signal so we can pinpoint your location. What does that mean?
It means buckle your seatbelt, Dorothy, because Kansas is going bye-bye.
So as you can see, the only one who tells him really what's going on is really Cypher. And then the entity within flashes and lightning strikes. Why? Because now whatever within, the unconscious, senses what has just happened. It is trapped.
It's going bye-bye.
Notice how they look into each other. Remember what Cypher said to Trinity at the initial or the start of the movie, that they're going to kill him. He was speaking the truth. Now those looks are looks of anyone or reflect any feeling, but but like in him, this woman doesn't like Neo. Goodbye, Neo, is what she's saying with her eyes, right? Goodbye, Neo. You've been had, like the cowboys say. You've been had, you've been taken. It's too late now. They're observing his physical reaction and his deteriorating health and situation after he took the pill. You know, for them, it's typical. It's always probably, it rouses their anxiety, right? It makes them anxious, seeing a human being being destroyed right before their eyes. But I'm taking you through this again because I noticed something that I didn't notice before. And the blue is now forming, right, within him. The blue is now forming. Or probably whatever in the mirror that's in him, that's now breaking, right? So they're breaking that thing that's within, or what they deem probably as God they have trapped. And the 23, right? So that's the 6.
Have you ever had a dream, Neo, that you were so sure was real?
Oh man, what would that feel like when you realize you just like being trapped in a corner and you're going to be gutted like with pain and agony and misery and torture. This is like those who were taken by Morpheus, Lenin, and Morpheus Stalin, and Morpheus Assad into the gulags. They can't run away because they're gonna die in the snow, right? You know, like vast Siberia. Oh, see?
What if they were unable to wake from that dream?
He's telling him, he's gloating now, right? But if you're unable to wake from that dream,
How would you know the difference
between the dream world?
between the dream and the real world?
That's right. Now, I want you to notice something here. This is what I noticed. Here's Morpheus, right? And he is smiling. Notice, I think he's smiling. Morpheus is smiling here. I must admit that's very difficult to do. I used to do animations in the 90s, early 90s, I believe. Maybe mid 90s as well, but early 90s, right? And to generate a silver-like surface was extremely difficult. Let alone showing a reflection of somebody on it. But notice, Morpheus is smiling. Ah, you sucker, I got you. Now, the reflection of, I think, Neo. May not be Neo, as a matter of fact. Here, I think I see, these are not the same. So this is probably Neo, and this here appears to be Cypher. He's really concerned about him, really horrified, or the face of horror here, the reflection of horror on what's happening to him. So Cypher is looking here. And Neo is being destroyed, as you can see. And he's gone. I don't see any reflections anymore. Alright, let's use it here. So to trace program, meaningly they trace him, meaningly they take a signature of his DNA, and they see his relationships and his offspring, and probably, so they want to isolate this particular entity because it has superior genetic material or has God within and stuff like that, because they don't want him to leak out any genetic material elsewhere outside of their control, is what I think tracing program means here. So future relationships is what I am trying to say here. So going into replication, I don't know what that means, APOC, and APOC has something to do with replication, meaningly. There's another theory I may have about this movie, but I will not even bother, right? Because the next level is, I'm going to stop here because you can always find something to read here. Sometimes right, often right, but sometimes maybe exaggeration or imagination. I'm just speculating. Some of the facts here, as I mentioned to you, are real facts. Now, my commentary is visual, right? About visual observations. And of course, the plot. I try to resolve the plot as what happened in the session with the Buddhist monk. I still have more to say about that one, right? So that's the plot itself. But the words, I'm not paying attention to the words. Meaningly, you can look at the words just like you're looking at and try to observe and sort out some facts, just like I am observing here visually. And I am not going to be able to cover everything right or observe everything down to the nitty-gritty or the details, finest details as they planned for it. Only those who gave the Kukukowskis that script can tell you what it is, right? So replication here, I think means there's another theory that they really take the DNA and establish there's such technology, maybe on the spiritual level or interdimensional level, that they replicate you as is, right? Now, in Islam, when we die, we of course don't exactly die. Our bodies decompose and so on and so forth. But then Allah has said in the Quran and through the tradition of the Prophet that on the Day of Judgment He resurrects us as is, with a new body, right? And so on. So that may be what they're talking about here, right? From Islam, the resurrection. So we're created, and then we have all that was processed in us, it gets restored. You know, we're like as if we're alive again, because whatever counts is really not ourselves, but our consciousness, what we do, how we behave. Nothing of that is lost. That's my theory, and it's real. It's not theory. Nothing is lost, period. Right? So that's what they mean by replication, maybe, is that he's being resurrected into another body now, or world. So, but that's a theory, right? And as I made the assumption, or I am sure of it, you will see two sperms now. There's one and two. Did you see them? There are two of them. So that's one. And that's two. So one sperm is going straight. So that's probably him dying, right? So the first one is straight line. That's dead, right? It's dead now. He's dead. And blue, of course, right? That's I'm making an assumption here. But this one here is alive, okay? See, it's alive. It's waving its tail. Like I told you, I don't know what APOC is, right? But there's something about APOC. Here I see something as if there's a barcode, right? What is this barcode? I don't know. You probably have to read it with a barcode reader and figure out the numbers here, right? There's the other barcode I'm talking about. So maybe that one is not a barcode, but this one here is a barcode. So you probably have to read this barcode and figure out what's going on. I think it may interpret, probably 666 or something of the sort. I do not know. I cannot read a barcode just like that, and neither do I have a barcode reader. So this process could also mean brainwashing. I mean, on the abstract side, not to be very precise about my point, I mean, there are other possibilities, but I doubt it, is that this process here, after he takes the red pill, really is a brainwashing. Perhaps also chemically induced brainwashing, meaning they kill some of his brain cells and so on. He gets stripped from intelligence functions, right? So if we lose some intelligence functions, we basically are reduced, we humans, right, are reduced to animalism, state of animalism. Now here, Trinity says he's going into arrest. What jumps to mind is cardiac arrest, right? Meaning heart attack, or his heart stops. That's not what she means. Arrest, he's being trapped now, put into a yoke, right? He's being like completely smothered by their control. That also means may mean something. But I want you to notice something else. Arrest, meaning he's being taken, possessed by a demon. Look, I got him, right? Now, notice, observe inside his mouth as it becomes silvery, right? The devil now, the demon, is taking over him. He's really trapping him. I am looking at it now. Inside the mouth, I can see an eye or a face of a demon here. Notice, especially this part here, right? You see it? There are two eyes, maybe one eye. I think I'm seeing a face of a demon here. I don't know if that's intentional, or maybe I'm over-observing, sorting out, or trying to deduce or understand more than I should. Looks like a, that definitely a face here, right? And there's the eye of a demon, right? You can see it clear. That's in his mouth. So now what's within is taken over by a demon. Did you see it? So the colors in the incubation pod do also reflect this process of possession. Now on the inside, either he was possessed by a demon or he just turned into a demon. Whatever was in there has now been unleashed, or, I don't want to speculate, but you can see the point. So he's red now, he's a demon, red devil, right? But he's blue as well. So now the controller is blue, but he's red on the outside. So the blue has emerged out of the red. So now that is relevant to the red pill, meaning they made him drink a devil or something of the sort. Yeah, the controller into his head, right? That is the cortex, metacortex, is blue really. So now Zion, Morpheus, and Tank, and whoever they are, those shapeshifter rabbis, now they control his brain. They have a control of his brain. Is that literal? I do not know, but it is possible. I have evidence from the animal kingdom that there is, in the animal kingdom, there is control over the mind. Yes, physical control. Some animals just become zombies. Why? Because other animals control them. That's my discovery. You heard it here first, you mother for Morpheus. So many Neos in this world. So here they're red, but there they're blue, right? So apparently they incubate or hatch. They hatch blues and they hatch reds, right? That's like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 by 6. It's weird, man. Zion. Oh man. They live off humans. They're effing parasites. They're not that powerful, no. I can tell you that. I know. Powerful, yes, but not that powerful. Their power is limited in space and time. Space in particular. Oh man, look at that. They look like reminds me of the turbine of a jet engine. They look like that sometimes. They're reds. Oh, they're all reds here. Well, you know, reds, right? They're all reds, but the machine is blue and blue. So now the reds are being controlled by the blues. Not really, no. This guy looks like a certain candidate for presidency now, trying to run again or something of the sort. Oh man, that looks awful. That insect, floating, flying insect looks awful. Doesn't even have wings. So how is it floating in the air when it doesn't have wings? Oh, no mercy here. Look what they're going to do to him. You're under control, you little dog. They're going to treat you like a rabid dog with hate. Right on the neck. Morpheus. I don't know. I think I see some kind of reflection here. Like I said, visual and plot, you can even count words, and they may have metaphors as they say things. I'm not like going to comment on that or try to guess, because there's a wide range of explanations you can put onto each and every statement or word and so on. But if you're expert and you're so smart, you can try to do that as well. Here, this looks like a red eye, right, of a certain face. Let's try that again. See, it's a face, really. It's a face. This is an eye, and this is an eye, and this face is angry. See this here? That's how they illustrate an angry face in animation or graphics or something of the sort. So here there's some, and this is a mouse, right? Here it looks, okay, if you look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, it looks like Hannibal Lecter when he has a mask on his face and he's got like those bars on his face, right? So that's what I'm seeing here. Look here. Look here, look here. You see it? That's a face, really. Red eyes and all that stuff, right? And like we said, there's that syringe, and it does appear as if it is, see, it's like stabbing him, right? Oh boy, that must hurt. But that's how they'll treat him until the day they kill him. Back into the right. Now he's floating in a blue pipe. They taken him out of the red and put him into a blue fluid water and blah blah, and now he's in. Guess what? You're in control, you Madam Morpheus. Slave of Morpheus, Rabbi shape-shifting Morpheus. That's what you are now, Neo. I don't know. You know, this here, I swear to God, I don't want to say. If you're an OB-GYN gynecologist, as if this guy is being born out of a woman, right? Right? So it's like he's being born here. Notice, he's floating down a Jewish woman tube. So now he's being pushed out of a Jewish woman's vagina, right? Blue. Remember, he was red. They've taken his sperms, remember, on the screen, APOC. And then now he's being pushed down the tube. His mother, a Jewish bluish mother, is giving him birth. There you go. That's what I think this is. You know, I swear that's what I think it is, right? So she's a woman is giving him birth now, and that woman is blue, meaning the Jewish. That's what I'm thinking. And they washed them, right? So this may not be a sewer, as I stated in the earlier series, in the first series, or as being implied here. This is just him being washed. You know how they wash babies after they're born, you know, or wipe them and wash them and so on. But he's immersed in water. That's what I think this here is. So the sperms they took from the earlier Neo as they destroyed him, now, or they probably extracted his, you know, I said he was in a coma, right? Like vegetative state, and they extract his sperms. That's all they do. And now they've taken a sperm and then a Jewish woman just gave him birth. That's what it is. I don't know. I mean, I'm just thinking. That Jewish woman may be, in fact, maybe Trinity, is what they mean, but it's not his mother. Somehow, somewhere, I am missing a point here. Although he's born a Jew, supposedly, but he's really not. Maybe it's just a cloning process or something of the sort. That's why those demonic entities which chat, when they chat on the matrix screen, they are in a different dimension, right? They're in a different dimension, perhaps the spiritual world, and she felt she's like taking a shift. So this possibly the shift, she just gave him birth now, right? Stolen the sperm from that man and gave him birth. But that's not his real mother. You understand? This is similar to Mother Mary, you know, with her Immaculate Conception. Maybe at one point, what they mean by that is Mother Mary is Trinity, but she really knows that whoever she conceived and gave birth to is really not her son, right? So they use him and they crucify the Madava Morpheus. I mean. So don't be deceived by you being born among those demons. You know, like I don't think they consider you their son, or girl or woman or whatever it is. Right? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop here. This is enough for now. So that's video number 3, I believe, or 4. I don't know. Okay. All right. We'll see you in the next video. I'm gonna try to finish this series like sooner, as soon as I can. And then that's it. You know, I'm not gonna do any more.